Hello there, welcome back to the Ogre Git Reacts, Reviews and Off Times Reminiscences. I've just done a Petrychor review, artist or project by the artist that normally does Black Braid. I mentioned in that video that I wasn't sure initially whether or not it was going to be this artist resurrected from the past, and it isn't, but nonetheless it reminded me of this, and I thought I enjoyed this album when it came out many moons ago. Why not have a listen? So I'm going to listen to the intro track and the second track because they blend in quite nicely. So if you've not heard this before and you like sort of melodic, I mean, when you hear this, it does. It comes before a lot of similar sounding black metal, this was a sound that came out before most or a lot of those that do employ sound came out, says I. Can't say it emphatically because of course I've not heard every song in the world, so but I don't recall hearing anything similar at the time, put it that way. There's me serving up, not checking again. I thought that intro burst straight into the track we'll listen to proper. Just goes to show. I mean, it's a long time ago since I listened to this, so my memory's not that good. But yeah, so I could have. It sets up this track nicely enough, I suppose, but I expected or remembered an explosion of sound first off, but now I've heard the first few notes of the second track, I realise I'm totally mistaken. But anyway, we'll crack on. it's the thing I remember most about this album and this artist in other works that they've done it is the dichotomy between melody, folky, reserved sections, and then the absolutely frantic, rapid stuff. I'm looking at the Bandcamp page now, and someone's described this as post-metal, post-rock. Now, obviously, Bandcamp wasn't around when this came out, and as far as I'm concerned, when this came out, it was black metal with influences, and I would hold to that still. But it just goes to show that different things mean different, or people see different things in different ways to different people. You'll do well to convince me this isn't black metal. But anyway, I digress. Yes, I don't know where the artist is now, but when you listen to their work, you hope they're still doing something, because some marvellous music came from their mind, and compelling, and yes, I've forgotten about it because age, but as soon as I reminded myself of it, I am up there. I am up on a ledge, staring out at a vista that anybody would like to see. It's a very organic sound here, and the adeptness of the guitars are slightly hidden, not hidden, but the way back in the mix, it would have been a temptation, I suppose, to have it further forward, which would have changed the character of the song probably to the extent where I wouldn't enjoy it as much. I do like non-showy but accomplished musicianship, if you like, and listening to this now again after all these years, I am reminded, because it sounds the same as or similar to, but in structure and effectiveness, and in the way it's composed, I am reminded of Spectral Law to a degree, which again they're an artist that often hides their abilities amongst the fear of the sound. Yes, but yes, I'm just being swept along by this, which is a nice feeling. The worst things to be swept along by, let's face it. say, because the amount of time that's transpired since I listened to this last, I'm picking up on new things, or whether I've just forgotten about them in the first place. I do remember, obviously, that there was an ornateness to this. This was produced solely by the artist, so everything on here is all their own work, and I do get the feeling really that that's a good thing, because I can imagine if a label put this out, they might want a few of the some of it, they want it cleaning up a bit, which would totally detract from the atmosphere this provides. And again, it's almost like a treasure hunt. You're going around looking for things, and you find little motifs and phrases amongst this that aren't obvious, and you have to listen for really, or search for if you in that context, and the rewards are there for you to find, and you'll be, by the end of this album, your arms will be full of them. You might have to buy yourself a little buggy to carry them all in. thing I like about Artists as well is when the surging sections diminish into these quieter, more folky on this track. If I remember right, quite folky on other tracks. It's quite introspective. You've got as I say, that rush and barrage of music, which is interspersed by these folky sections that they do complement. I mean, the worst thing that could have happened here would be slow metal music as a way to break up the composition. It works far better, as is the case with let's say quite introspective, looking inwards, folky sections. And the other thing I was going to say, and I'll say it, is the other thing that reminds me about this. It's not. It's purely coincidental. There's no direct connection between the two. But same as Ilos and his lead work, it ain't wanky. It's not overindulgent and trying to be too clever, showing off. It's purely fast finger picking, painting a filigree of lead guitar, without being over the top and making me reach for the puke bowl. So there was similarity, as I say, unintended of course, but highly appreciated. And it's a fine thing, the speed and the dexterity on display here. It would be fairly easy to fall off the ledge and go into hysterics, but it doesn't, and woohoo for that. Popped in my head just then, but before I mention that, I do like the way here where the melodies from the more folky sections and then intertwined into the rush and the tumble of the faster sections. Something popped into my head just now as I was listening to this latest bit. It's as if the artist here has abducted Mike Oldfield, stuck him in a recording studio, and at the threat of unspeakable things made him play that mandolin-y section, something that I can't imagine Mike Oldfield would ever do in accompaniment to this sort of music. So if that has, and who knows, that might have happened. But Mike Oldfield never speaks of it, as neither does this artist. And because there's only two of them in the room at that particular time, maybe that did happen. Maybe upon the death of either or both, in years to come, the truth will out. And if it is true, I wouldn't be surprised. So there you go. That was a reminisce that I'm delighted with. I'm going to have to go and listen to the albums again now. As I say, I tend to listen to new stuff and then leave all the stuff behind, and have to make a concerted effort to go and find older stuff to listen to again. And the other Petrychor was a perfect excuse to do so. Magnificent stuff, and you can tell I enjoy music. I'm not drift outs. I prefer not to have them. I prefer it to be a song to end with a bang. And the fact that here with that folky fade out or ending, I wasn't at all perturbed. Just goes to show how good the music is. Fantastic. Of course, I do wonder what the artist is doing now. I might have to do a bit. I never research anything, but my curiosity is piqued enough to perhaps try and find out if he's still doing stuff. I would hope so, even if it's not in this genre. The talent is there to be able to do marvellous things anyway, I'd have thought. Anyway, clicky bollocks, catch you all next time. Cheerio.